Welcome to GNN.
There's Curtis Nightfish from Houston.
Oh, Curtis Nightfish. They don't get any better than that.
And there's Diane Yahweh from Carson City.
She's my aunt.
And the best in the biz, Jack Lime.
Oh my God. He's absolutely magnificent. I bet his poop smells like sandalwood.
That's a clip from Anchorman 2. The legend continues. Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Are the headphones on the right way?
We were just talking about how, yeah, I think I have them on the right way. I have a peculiar thing where if I'm wearing headphones, I have to make sure that I have it on the correct ear, the right and the left, even though it really shouldn't matter.
No,
yeah.
We might do this as a mono interview, just to reassure you.
Yeah,
but they're
put in a single earbud.
Yeah, but why would that matter?
I don't know.
Why am I obsessed with that?
I don't know. I would think you'd be used to having just an earpiece with all the director's talk just coming in one ear.
Anyway,
here we are with the new movie. Tell us where we are at the start of Anchorman 2. We've moved on a bit from Anchorman, clearly, hence the number 2. So explain where all our characters are at the beginning of this film.
Well, it's roughly 10 years later. It's the year is 1980. It is the dawn of 24-hour news. And all of us, the news team, are doing various things. Brian Fantana is...
had a very successful go at feline photography. And
Champ Kine, played by David Koechner, has his own chain of fast food chicken restaurants, Whammy Chicken, in which we find out that he really serves bats.
Yes, not a lot of chicken involved.
Yeah. And Brick is thought to have been deceased.
But fortunately is not.
No.
And how has our favourite Anchorman changed over the years? Has he mellowed with age?
Well, that's the beauty of these characters and the fun of getting to do this film again is that they haven't changed at all. There's no emotional growth whatsoever. And they just keep kind of, banging through life and
with just no self-awareness whatsoever.
Right. I mean, there is some change. Ron does go through a little bit of change towards the end of the movie. He kind of has a reassessment of what's right in his life, professionally speaking and personally speaking. But for the most part, these guys are just continue on in their idiotic ways.
Are they trying to be less chauvinist or not? I mean, are they aware that they're kind of at war with the way the world is?
I think they truly are. I think they think they're more PC in the way they act. But it's evident that they have no clue as to what's going on,
or that somebody might think differently than they do.
Yeah.
But they eventually realize. But what an exciting I don't remember the start of 24-hour news really, but this moment was made to be, wasn't it? For if you were going to do the follow-up, the start of 24-hour news is always where you were destined to go.
When I heard what the premise was going to be, I thought it was a very insightful and perfect place to start.
And we for Adam and myself, in writing it, we thought it made sense from a chronological standpoint. It also made sense from a comedy standpoint, and there was also a lot we could do satirically with being set in that time. And even though it's the beginning of 24-hour news, we're able to comment on the state of news today as well.
Yeah, and our experience of 24-hour news is slightly different in this country. So we have BBC 24-hour news, who make an appearance a little bit later on in your film, which is fantastic fun. And we have the Rupert Murdoch owned Sky News, but it's very, very different. So we don't have your Fox News.
Right.
Do you think we're missing out?
It depends on your belief system. Personally, no, you're not missing out.
Because there's a key moment for Mr. Burgundy's development in the movie is that when you say, why don't we give Americans what they want rather than what they should have.
Yeah.
And you can, and all around you can go, oh, right, okay, yes. And probably that conversation did happen.
It probably did. And
It's still happening, I think.
yeah.
The first movie came and made an impact and then moved on. But over the years, it's become absolutely huge. So when the second movie arrives, the expectation level is so high. I mean, does that worry you when you were writing the movie? The fact that so many people have been waiting for so long for this?
Terribly frightening. Night sweats. I couldn't
sweats.
I couldn't leave my house. No, we don't. We kind of, if there was any trepidation, it was just making the initial decision to do it. But once you decide to do it, we don't. Adam and I are relatively.
This is the director, right?
Yes, fearless in that regard, and we just kind of plow forward. And we definitely said, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to take a big swing, and it's going to be kind of an epic story and journey, and we'll fail going that way as opposed to being timid about it.
Why has it taken so long to do?
Because we weren't really fans of the idea of making sequels. We just had other stories we wanted to tell, and we never paused to think that we'd ever make a sequel of anything of the 5 movies we've made. And that having been said, Paul, myself, Steve, David, we get together and say, hey, by the way, everyone asks about Anchorman.
Yeah, and we all noticed it individually, getting asked that question more and more as the years went by.
So, and were you surprised by that? The fact that actually that seemed to accelerate and increase as the movie's sort of reputation grew?
It was nice to be a part of something that felt like it was a slow burn. Because, it was such a specific and bold comedy. I remember reading it the very first time thinking, I can't believe this is the funniest script I've read, and they don't, and it's not like other things. So what's gratifying is to have people be into it and be into it years later, because sometimes a comedy can have a pretty short shelf life, and it was nice to think, oh, this one lands with people and it stays there for a while. So it was nice to be asked.
On the subject of the script, how much of what we see in the movie is in a script, and how much of it is just improv and spur of the moment stuff?
It's very hard to say. I mean, we'd have to. Each scene is different in that regard. That there's really not a certain percentage, but we kind of follow the same process that we did in the first one. In that we put a lot of time into the script. There is a lot of effort put into the movie on the script level to begin with, and then I think Adam McKay fosters this environment on set where you'll do 3 or 4 takes as written, and then then it's let's throw it out, and he really entrusts the cast to come up with whatever you want, and the idea is to create an environment where it's safe to fail.
When Judd Apatow was on the show a few months ago, and he was talking about that directing style of sitting at the back of the room and calling out lines. Is that how it works?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah.
There's a lot of that, and but this cast is also very comfortable with improvising, and we it was fun to we all know how to listen to each other and kind of step forward or step back depending on who has the ball, so to speak.
Listener's question here. Anthony Bullock would like to know, is world peace a possibility if jazz flute becomes more popular?
I think that could be very much the key to world peace, as if jazz flute became more popular. Yeah, I think it would be. Well, if jazz flute really became a popular instrument or type style to play the flute, I think world peace would be unavoidable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
that's breaking news.
The key.
Yeah.
That's breaking news.
I mean,
what's interesting
it's so soothing. jazz flute.
I guess it is. It's weird. You know, I thought maybe it would be the thing that would start wars.
Oh,
And
so
I
you
would
have the
go
opposite
I
feel.
had the opposite.
Oh.
The opposite
Oh, okay.
reaction. But hearing you say it, I think you've really turned me around on this one.
Yeah, I'm convinced. Nice to see you ice skating again. Anyway, that's the key point.
Yes.
We appreciate your time, Paul and Will. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for being on the BBC.
It's first time, but it was thrilling.